Hello everybody, welcome to Little Rusty Bucket. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video. Trying to hit 40k subs over here, so that subscription would be much appreciated. In today's video, I want to go over Joel Embiid's preseason debut. This happened a couple of days ago, and I think it was either Friday night or Saturday, so I was not able to react to it at the time immediately. Again, if you were not here for the second channel, this channel, what fucking video did I record this weekend? That was hot takes. My tummy hurts. Still hurts, but I'm powering through, so I'm going to keep farming that for likes. Give me likes for being brave for my tummy. Anywho, we are going to be talking about Joel Embiid. He looked really, really good. Don't want to get our hopes up too much because it's fucking Joel Embiid, but I still wanted to go over this because the signs are encouraging. He definitely looks in considerably better shape than when we've last seen him. Joel Embiid is one of these guys who has the issue not on the level of like Zion or even Luka, but like he gets injured consistently and then puts on weight and then has to get that weight off. And last year, when he got injured, I believe this was mentioned in the article that he put out, or that someone interviewing him or around him put out. I don't remember what the guy's name is off of the top of my head. Apologies for that. But I made a whole video about that at the time, and his mentality was like, I keep rushing myself back from injury time and time and time again. So this time I'm just going to take the year. I'm going to get as healthy as I possibly could, and we'll see what happens from there. So I'm really, really hoping that this does actually stick, but time will tell. He's gotten in great shape before and still got injured, so it's not like being in great shape automatically takes him out of the injury risk territory. Unfortunately, shout out to Liberty Ballers for posting this, but the NBA's highlights of Embiid's game is like cutting out most of the highlights, so this video will be a little bit more extensive because I would say 8 minutes is a little excessive in its own right, but whatever, I've been yapping enough. Pull-up three right off of the get-go does not go in. Taking that literally within 8 seconds of game clock is kind of wild, but hey, it's the preseason. Little two-man game with Maxey. Gets Beringer in the post, faces up, and does what I would consider Joel Embiid's signature move. This is something that you really don't see a lot of bigs doing. A big shooting a pull-up jumper period is not all that common, but there's something about the way that Joel Embiid sets up this shot that I've really just never seen from another player. He does a really good hesitation dribble and like hangs long enough that like it makes the defender hesitate. He also has a decent fade back. He sticks his legs out in front of him, so there's just like a lot of space generated by this move. I really just don't know that there's anybody else who shoots the mid-range shot like this, especially because how many dudes are that big doing it. Not very typical. So that's a perfect first bucket for him. Screen set there for Maxey, no good. I don't really need to see the screen highlights, but I appreciate the depth. Here he is on the baseline, gets caught in a double team, and unfortunately doesn't do a great job of getting out of it. Really nice inbound set right there. Great pass from Joel Embiid to VJ Edgecombe, who had a really, really big game in this one. He scored 26 points, I think. Facing up on Beringer again, does the rip-through move to set up VJ, who does not hit the three. Sets up Barlow, who goes all the way for the and one on the fast break. That's a very good look-ahead pass. He nearly got a triple-double in this performance because his playmaking was really good. I say that right as he gets a dumb turnover. Protects the rim well, stops the pass into Beringer. Look ahead pass to Maxey, who gets the and one. I gotta add, the shooting sleeve look for Tyrese Maxey is really working for him. Hand off into the screen for Grimes, pick and pop, top of the key, pump fake, drive inside, and he flips it up. That was a really nice move. More two-man game, pick and pop. He's still not going to take it. Snatch back dribble, but another man's there to stop it. Sets the screen for Maxey, who hits the pull-up three. That was a very interesting assist. That was like a handoff gone wrong, but it was not defended well by 44 on the Timberwolves. I'm not actually sure who that is. Embiid gets the steal, sets it off to, remember who that is, former Toronto Raptor, though. Another three. This one is good. Coming off of a down screen, no less, on a little bit of movement. That's certainly something. Another inbound play. Good setup to Grimes. Really good inbound sets for the Sixers here. Screen Embiid. Pop to the mid-range. I feel like he's just going to shoot this. Yep, jab step. Does not drop, unfortunately. That's his shot, though. Good entry pass. Uses his body well. Does he get fouled? Yep, that's Joel Embiid. That's what he's going to do. Yeah, that was a clear as day foul. Embiid taking it all the way coast to coast after the good rim defense on Berenger. That's awesome. He looks really smooth. He looks really comfortable. Still a giant, but also a graceful one at that. Not the best pass in the world for the back cut to Maxey. Another top of the key shot. Not going to put your hand up, then he's going to hit that. I don't know what Miller is doing right there. Dude, the handoff into the screen is such a cheat code to get a good look as a shooter if you've got an elite big man. Oh, takes it up, hesitates on the three. One leg fadeaway, no good. Ooh, that was a hell of a fake to set up the foul bait right there. On the elbow, back cut Maxey, kick to the corner, all the way. Sets up the action for VJ. That's playmaking without getting assists right there. Embiid drives inside. Doesn't quite finish. Fucking freight train going to the rim, but he's going to get more free throws. So naturally, Joel Embiid's return still features quite a bit of, or was that called an offensive foul? Either way, Embiid's debut obviously featuring quite a bit of foul baiting because, I mean, let's be real, that's what the man does. But yeah, that mid-range shot looked good. 2 for 2 from 3, coast-to-coast layup, and then he was really diming people up. Had a couple of not great turnovers, but overall, for a first time in any kind of NBA action in over 8 months, I would say this is a very positive sign. And I feel like at this point, people have more or less talked about this upcoming season like Joel Embiid's just not going to play, period. But at the very least, he should be ready to start the game like on opening night. He should be there for the first game of the season for Philadelphia. And Philly has a pretty good roster. It is very guard heavy because like 4 of their 6 best players all play point or shooting guard, but like I think you can get away with Grimes at small forward. You could probably get away with VJ at small forward depending on matchup. So you're still going to have enough minutes to go around for all 4 of those guys. Jared McCain, I'm expecting to be really, really good. Tyrese Maxey is Tyrese Maxey, you know, reliably all-star level production out of your point guard. And Quentin Grimes, I think, is very, very, very good. And I would probably actually elect to start him at small forward and Paul George at power forward because they really don't have a great answer to that position of power forward otherwise. So I mean, I like a lot of what I saw from Embiid here, and I feel like if Embiid is healthy, like healthy, and this team can be relatively healthy all around, knock on wood, it's the fucking Philadelphia 76ers, so like I completely understand why people have more or less discounted this team altogether. However, if Embiid can be healthy, the Sixers are a contender in the Eastern Conference, and a very interesting one at that. So I don't know. This is weirdly enough one of the better rosters that Embiid has had around him, at least in terms of like the starting caliber talent. But yeah, he just has to be healthy. I know I'm not saying anything revolutionary there, but I would say at the very least that possibility needs to be considered a little bit more than it has been. I think the Philadelphia 76ers are the biggest wild card in the NBA. VJ Edgecombe looked really good in preseason. I expect that Paul George will look better with less offensive load, less needing to carry offenses when he's really just not built to do that anymore. I feel like Paul was probably more suited to just be consistently in that third option role. However, I really don't think that the third option for the Sixers should be like some definitive, oh, it's this guy, oh, it's that guy. Like first is Embiid, then it's Maxey, but then after that, like I think McCain and Grimes could have a similar level of offensive production to Paul George. So really well-rounded team, tons of shooting, tons of playmaking, and Embiid looks really, really good. It's also worth mentioning that like the dude has taken some pretty significant strides as a playmaker, and he had 7 or 8 assists in this game in like a very limited sample size. So like just the playmaking throughout the team between Maxey, McCain, VJ. I'm not that sure of VJ's playmaking, but he seems like he's at least a little bit capable at the very least. Paul George is a good playmaker. Like the things that you need to be a good team: shooting, playmaking, and I think there's enough defense here as well. Grimes is a solid defender. Paul George is a good one. Joel Embiid's a good one. I don't know. I feel like people have just completely ignored the Sixers, and again, I understand why that is the case. I think maybe we should pay a little bit of attention, at least crack the door to the window of the possibility that perhaps he will be healthy and even potentially shaking up the MVP race, because this MVP race this year I'm anticipating to be one of the more competitive ones in the history of the NBA, because I think Luka and Giannis will both make far more compelling cases than they did last year, obviously in the case of Luka, but Giannis as well, because he has a more carry job type narrative in his favor, which always really helps for the MVP award. But if Joel Embiid gets in this mix on top of that, especially in an Eastern Conference that I wouldn't say is wide open, because the Knicks and Cavaliers, I think, should be at least a whole tier higher than every other team in the East. But like, it's possible that they could get the 3rd seed and he ends up putting up crazy numbers, because like the season before last, dude was putting up bonkers numbers that if he maintained it throughout the entirety of the season, he was about to walk his way into a back-to-back MVP. Yeah, because he played 39 games. He averaged 34.7 points per game, 11 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 1.7 blocks, 1.2 steals, 3.8 turnovers, which is a little high for that assist ratio, but it's still good. 39% from 56% on 18 2-point attempts per game, 11 free throw attempts, like across the 88% on those free throw attempts. Like, bro is near 50 40 90, averaging 35 11 and 6 and 2.9 stocks as well. Like, just a fucking crazy stat line that if he maintained through the full year, again, 2024's MVP is his. So if we get this version of Joel Embiid back and he can play even just 50 games, I'm only asking for 50 games, maybe 55, enough to be sure that the Sixers are a playoff team when they get to that point, and then he can hopefully be healthy for the playoffs. I don't know. I'd like to be optimistic, but it is Joel Embiid. So yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.